Get away from you, away from you, you and me. Hold on. Good morning. I'm feeling just fine, 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 fine. Oh, just fine, 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 fine. Oh, I'm gonna live my life, just fine. Ooh. That's the Mary J. that Mary J. Blige joint. Yeah, it was one of the real popular songs with all the hurt women out there. I guess there's one of her upbeat songs that she finally got to singing about no more drama and I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed a tear. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. You know, and damn. Again, is she ever going to not be hurt? Well, anyway, Mary J. Blige, shout out to the hip hop queen of soul. I mean, the queen of hip hop soul. Hip hop soul. Not hip hop and R&B, not hip hop and soul, but she's hip hop soul. She's one of the first artists in the early 90s, like 93, 94, something like that. She came out real love and she was bumping. She has a catalog, she has the legacy, she is iconic. You know, even what I'm about to say, I'm not going to take away her work ethic, her contribution to hip-hop, soul music, to R&B. I'm not. However, you know, and she still looks good at 50. She looks great, right? I'm not knocking her. However, I guess we all have our fan bases because her fan base has been nothing but a bunch of hurt, sad, tired-ass women. Like, is Mary ever going to sing a song when she's happy? And that song, just fine, fine, fine. Ooh, but then that song is like telling somebody, I don't care what you do, I'm still fine. I'm all right, regardless of what you done to me, what I've been through, I'm still fine. It's always like a thumbs up song. Well, anyway. Well, now Mary J. Blige, as she continues to ride the high of her Super Bowl performance, you go either way with that. She's been doing interviews talking about how she was flat busted, broken down, economically just savaged by her ex-husband in the divorce, and how she couldn't even pay rent because she had to pay him alimony. She said she had to go on tour. Come on, somebody. Mary had to load up the bus and get her thigh-high boots, all 4 pairs of them, and hit the road and do her little Mary dance. It won't look like she's one of them drunken masters in those little Bruce Lee and those Saturday morning Asian karate movies. She's like that drunken master. You know, the good. But, you know, people dig it, so that's her shtick. So she had to get up and go and earn that cash to pay Kendu Isaacs his money and alimony, which is a legal process by the courts. And she's complaining. She's sharing what she went through. Hold on a second, y'all. Make sure I don't get hit by any of these cars. I'm trying to, spread the news with y'all. I think I'm going to find somewhere like have a seat. And I hope the wind is not blocking out my voice. But, y'all, isn't it interesting how this system has been so lopsided in the favor of women? This child support or alimony after the divorce. Divorces are always tend to work in a woman's favor. Then you have those moments when a cow jumps over the moon, or when donkeys fly. Shout out to Flo from the old hit show Alice. When donkeys fly, when pigs fly, one of them, that a woman has to actually pay a man in a legal settlement in a divorce. And it's just, the reason it makes news the way it does is because it's so rare. It's almost like a woman who has to pay child support. It's so rare that it has to make news. But kicking, and I'm using Kwame Brown's term here, but kicking the draws up men's asses has been the norm for so long. And so when I hear women complain about this, you know what? I like, ma'am, just shut up. Y'all have it easy. You just got caught slipping in your divorce. That's all. Men can have all their stuff together and still end up having to pay this broad. Not only alimony, but child support too, because the judges automatically give the children to the women. So Mary J. Blige, I'm one of these men who do not have sympathy for you or any other woman who is legally found competent enough to pay her way out of a marriage. Damn, I hope the wind is not blocking my voice here. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. But yeah, and you continue to pay. The way the article was reading is if she, I guess she's paid off what she owes, or just something that continues until, I guess he gets remarried. Halle Berry. I think Jennifer Hudson, Halle Berry. You know, Halle Berry complained about that child support. And I was like, what's his name? The little model white guy. I said, man, don't ever get married yet. Wait until that daughter Nala. Wait till she get good at 18. Wait, probably she get 16, start making your next move. Then, so Halle used her celebrity when it came to her. See, let me tell y'all something about these people who sit around and watch men get the draws kicked up their ass. They don't say anything about it. Matter of fact, they say, well, you want to take care of your kids? No one ever told Halle Berry, you don't want to take care of your kids? And so she complained, used her star power to complain so much that the judge lowered her monthly payment. She's still paying in the thousands, but it's not like 25, 30,000. Now she pays what, 6, 7, something like that. That's still a nice little hit. So I didn't feel sympathy for her either. There's plenty of women, and they always bragging they boss bitches. They bad, they independent, they doing their thing, but they're cheap as crap. They still want stuff for free. So whenever I hear a woman has to pay, I'm like, good. Now you get about 5,000 women per month for the next 5 years. That might catch up to how long men have had to pay what they didn't have. And Mary J. Blige, sweetheart, you know I love you, I swear I do. But you talking about, I could even pay my rent. What about men who've gone homeless, Mary J. Blige, for not being able to pay their alimony? What about men who've gone mentally insane, on drugs, out of their minds? Not only can they not pay their alimony, child support, then they don't get to see their children because guess what? They don't have any money. So I don't feel any sympathy for these women who find themselves in a place where they have to pay what they weigh after a divorce. And men need to pay attention to this. You know, these women know exactly what's going on with these men, but they choose to stay silent because they know the system works on their behalf, works to their advantage. But when it starts kicking their draws up their ass, shout out to Kwame Brown, now they want to complain. Oh my God. They want to say something bad, but I'm a woman. No, you can't do that, Miss Equality. You can't throw that out there. Because you fought so hard to be equal. Do y'all really want to be equal? Because it's rough out here being equal now. If you have to really be judged and have to have expectations that men do on a daily basis, you sure you want that smoke? No, you don't. I see some of you still want to be independent, equal, but still want a man to pull a chair out for you? Hell no. Y'all get it together. So ladies, do you want to be a woman or do you want to be equal? That's how I want to end this segment on Mary J. Blige. Continue to pay what you've been ordered to pay, Mary J, and continue to put those nice thigh-high boots on those 50-year-old legs and keep on doing that drunken master dance until you pay your goddamn bills. Now, there's an incident that just happened. This young, it's all over social media. There's this 14-year-old black male was in a New Jersey mall. It looked very suburban because I ain't see nobody black except for the little black kid sitting beside him. He got into a fight with a 16-year-old kid, white boy, a little bigger than him. But the 14-year-old was throwing his hands. But here's my issue with all of that. There's a lot of issues. All right, I read the story, right? And you can see the video. He was telling the medium husky white kid who's 16 years old saying, you need to stop, get out of my face. And then the white boy, he acted just like a cop. Boy stopped pointing his finger in the boy's face. And the boy like, get your finger out of my face. Then the rumble ensues. But when I looked at the video a second time, I noticed that there was another black kid sitting next to him. And nothing but white folks walk in the background and all around those kids. Okay. They're fighting and moving furniture, fighting and fighting. The little 14-year-old, man, getting on his ass. But he was blood boy way more than him, so he could slang his little ass around a little bit. And so, next thing you know, the female cop runs up, pulls the white boy over to the couch and almost asks him, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? Can I get you anything?" He sat there, "I'm good, little mama, I'm good." Shit, that motherfucker, yeah, little fuck ass black boy put his hands on me. And then the white male cop grabs him like he's a 25-year-old man, slings him up against the table, and handcuffs him. And the white woman comes down and puts her knee on the neck of the little 14-year-old black boy. And all the white kids around now, mind you now, he's sitting around a bunch of his little white friends. Nobody jumped in to help when he was fighting that white kid. I didn't expect him to jump in when the cops came, but before then, they're supposed to beat his ass, especially the little black boy. Maybe they knew each other, maybe they didn't, but there's something about that didn't seem right. I'm gonna break it down to y'all in a minute. Give me a second. I'm gonna go through the article here. And so, I'm going through the video first, then the article. And so, they get up, and they treated the boy like George Floyd, and next thing you know, they're standing up to white, and as they were tackling and George Floyding the black boy, the white boy stood up like, "Yeah, straighten the beating up. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's right, boy. Get on the ground, boy." I mean, that's how he was allowed to stand up and walk around in his white privilege. And watch this. I felt anger and I felt afraid. I said, black boys, well, hold on a minute. Look, if you understand white supremacy, if you understand what it looks like, what it sounds like, what this agenda is, everything else you see would only confuse you. Neely Fuller, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I keep telling y'all better go back and read the scholars. Y'all right here trying to do this new shit and still losing. This multicultural, inclusive, intersectional bullshit, and you're losing. Your black boys are losing. Your black girls are losing their femininity, and they're losing husbands. So they're turning into other women in the 8th and 9th grade, because you're not reading what the scholars wrote us in the 60s, 70s, hell, in the 90s. Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yakahanan, Dr. Julia Hare. So y'all ignoring the scholars. That's why this shit is still happening to black folks. You think you made it because you moved to the suburbs, and you don't teach your black kids about racism and what it really is. You don't arm your black boys. You say, I'm afraid every time my son leaves. Well, if you teach them about who he is, you teach them about Dr. Naeem Akbar, you teach them about Michael Porter killed them before they grow. You teach them about Dr. Jawanza Kujufu, countering the conspiracy to destroy black boys. If you teach them, then you'll have to worry about your son. But y'all want to put y'all's black sons in these old white suburban environments and expect a positive result? You put your children in these white schools and expect your daughter not to hate her black skin and her black hair? Get out of here. Y'all talk about you suburban blacks with the good jobs and the education. First thing y'all do, take your kids out of blackness and put them into whiteness, and then trip when whiteness acts out on your ass or when white attacks. That shit is crazy. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming us for not understanding where the fuck we live. We say we understand racism. We say we understand white supremacy, but we don't act like it. See, they were all those race soldiers, those white folks are being who they are. We need to be who we really are. People of African descent. Warriors. So, let's get to the article. I read Black News Network or something new, it's NJ.com. I'm trying to put the link to the article in this live, right? In this YouTube channel. How about this? The mother identified the 14-year-old son. She said he was being bullied by the 16-year-old boy. And let me tell you what the mama said. It lets you know I can't take black people seriously. The mama said of the black boy, you know, ain't heard from no dad yet, shocker. It's not about the race thing. I don't want to make this racial. Now listen, this is what the mammy said. It's not about race. I don't want to make it about race. It's about how they handcuffed my son, threw him on the table, and then do the other boy. Bitch, what you think it was about? That's what I'm talking about right there. Y'all get so Oreo and suburban. Racism and looking dead. We're looking this woman dead in her face, and she's afraid to point it out. But then she'll be the one that they're gonna put her ass all over TV. It's not about race. It's not about race. It's about how they treated my son because he was black. You ignorant cow. That's the shit that pisses me out. I said, what's wrong with these new niggas? What's wrong with them? And those of you who listen to my voice, a lot of you guilty of it too. You got your black kids in these white environments, and you wonder why they such fucking Oreos. Don't have no sense of blackness. It's ridiculous. And you make them, and they feel safe in an all-white environment. Let me give y'all some examples. How this shit is dangerous because you are neglectful as a black parent. Little black dude from the Caribbean. He taking his ass off with some white boys, about 5 or 6 of them. His wife comes back. He shot dead of multiple bullet wounds, bullet shots in his body in front of the white boy's yard. And then the medical examiner said it looked like it was like some far off shots, as if he was being hunted down. Let's go to this black chick about 2 years ago. She goes on a grown folks ass pajama sleepover. She about 35 years old. Her and about 6, 7 white girls and their boyfriends. And Monday come around, she's beaten, raped, and dead. And not a white girl said a word about what the fuck happened. Nobody knows what happened. Then you got this little black boy. Now his parents are speaking out. Went to this white university. Took his ass with 3 of his white friends to fucking Greece. One of the whitest European fucking countries out there. On the video it shows the 2 white male friends, were about to get their asses handed to them by 3 white guys in Greece. He jumps in front of them. Hey, leave my white friends alone. They socks him like, nigga, please. Bam. Next thing you know, a melee breaks out. He runs out of the club this way. The white friends run that way, opposite from their friend who stepped in the way to try to help them. Next thing you know, the video shows the black boy getting the life stumped out of him. Murdered right there on the camera. About 10 white boys stumped him to his life, left his body. And they got to bring their ass back to the university, back to America, and none of them had any answers. This shit is still happening. Y'all still doing this shit. Oh, I'm not done yet. What about the black parent here in Plano? Sent her little black boy to an overnight sleepover with the very white boys. He's like in the 7th, 8th grade. She sent her son to a sleepover with the very white kids who had been bullying him in that white school in Plano or Garland, one of them, Plano or Garland, bullied him the year round, and she said it was okay for him to go to a sleepover. And now as the video came out, when they woke him out of his sleep, have him drinking pee, and then now she want to complain. Y'all see what I'm talking about? How silly blacks are. But everything ain't about race. I got a lot of examples. And this video is no different. And so, you know, you feel angry because of the act, but then you're like, I don't feel sorry for them motherfuckers. Because y'all want to buy into this multicultural bullshit. You move your kids out of these white areas, the only black kids there is them. And you don't understand the psychological trauma that we cause the black kids. I'm not saying you should move them into and keep them in the ghetto. I'm not saying that. But there are plenty of black areas that are high end, and especially in Dallas-Fort Worth. We have Cedar Hill, we have DeSoto, Lancaster, upper middle class blacks live there. That y'all can move to. And I know wherever y'all live, there's some black suburbs that's multicultural, but it's got majority black folks there. who are professors, who are engineers, who are high school principals, business owners. In our mind, we just continue to believe that the suburban areas that got all white folk, that's where I need to be. But see, this is grown people thinking. Then you stick your child in that environment, wonder why your daughter dressing in goth and shit with her black ass wearing goth. And why your son say, gender doesn't mind. Hang around these weirdos. Yeah. Why y'all think Lizzo is so fucking stupid? She grew up in that kind of environment. Goofy ass. Black chick by face only, but she's a weirdo ass little bitch. Fatso. Y'all don't get enough of that. Thinking white is right, brown stick around, black get back. That saying is about 50 to 60 years old. And that's how we behave. We've taken on the sentiment and a lot of the sayings of white supremacy. And the shit is weird how we behave. And so the lady, in essence, has pretty much killed her own case with her son. It's not about race. It's not a racial thing. It's how the officers, how they threw my son down, handcuffed him and not the other kid. No, you mean the other white kid? Vanessa, good morning. Angie Burks, good morning. We're silly. And we wonder why stuff is still happening to us like the shit happened to us in 1940. Yeah, I thought Jim Crow was over. But these days, when we're supposed to be intelligent and so enlightened, we're still allowing Jim Crow tactics. It's like we're welcoming this shit. Rico, you're preaching segregation. It's already segregation, fool. Economic segregation, racial segregation. Where did we miss the memo at? Yeah. Why do we have such a problem with being with each other and educating each other and creating out an actual culture here? Just because it's black doesn't have to be broken down and battered down and full of, drug infested just because it's black. Where they do that at? But anyway, I'll leave the link in the description box. The wind is blowing. I just had to get outside today. She said only because we allowed. Yeah, it's almost like we volunteered for the ass whooping. I still want to know who in that video was that other kid his friend? And a lot of black boys aren't being taught the toughness. Maybe some of y'all need to leave some of these boys in the hood so they can get some of that swagger and that toughness. Even though little dude was throwing hands, it's like we don't have any racial identity with each other. I don't think I could sat there if I got a friend and white boy got in his face and tried to fight him, it'll be us fighting. Even if I didn't know him that well, it's just that racial connection. We've lost a racial connection with each other, trying to prove to other people that we're multicultural, that we're intersectional, that we're diverse. We're so stupid. The black Americans are so dumb, it's embarrassing. It's just dumb. They don't know which way to go. We bought out all these damn philosophies. Hell, we said, in jest, man, integration was the worst thing that could have happened to us. But no, when we said in truth, integration was the worst thing that could have happened to us. Because now we around here with just a bunch of idiots with no home. It's like we have no connection to anything that's truly who we are as African people. And our children have to suffer. Your children have to suffer. They're suffering every day because you want to keep them suburban. And suburban is not against the law, but why don't you teach them about who they are as black? Leave that black stuff alone. Well, that's why they still getting their ass jacked up around here, because you're not teaching them. That shit is insane how we behave. And I looked at that boy. I'm glad that he survived that, but he's gonna need some counseling. And that mama's gonna get her ass all on the news. Well, I don't want it. It's not about race. It's about why they handcuffed my son and not the other. Because he was black, ma'am. All that going on, even the white kids, I'm telling you about the white kids, you know. Oh my God, cause he's black. And then somebody hollered nigga. Black kids, that's another thing. You got the white kid. Yeah, nigga, that's wrong. Y'all niggas, you know, talking to the cops. But y'all need to protect y'all sons. Teach them how to protect themselves. Hell, give them the books. Take them to the scholars, like I said. Cause these little dudes right here wearing these tight ass pants, wearing these cartoon ass clothes, don't have no sense. They don't look like they don't hardly eat. They look malnourished, those skinny ass boys. Little body ass little dudes. Now he was a little 14-year-old cat. You know, but the 16-year-old white boy, like he don't grow up to be healthy and strong. But these little black boys around here in junior high and high school, they're some skinny ass little dudes. Maybe because their favorite rappers some skinny, malnourished motherfuckers. So they try to be like them. That's why everybody can slang their little asses around. Y'all need to put y'all sons, give them on some protein shakes. When they get in the 7th grade, hit them on them protein shakes and get them in the gym, get them in boxing. You know, get some masculinity about your boys. So when they have to throw them hands, they ain't got to throw up a 1-2 and knock motherfuckers out. Because they don't make any sense. Because back in the 80s and 90s, them young dudes were knocking mother lovers out. They were fighting till motherfuckers fell asleep. These little dudes, they ain't knocking nothing out. Yeah, that's why a lot of black girls can whoop a lot of these little high school and middle school black boys. They too damn little. You know, take your kids, take your sons to Luby's and Golden Corral, goddammit. Stop taking them to McDonald's. Take them to some of these steakhouses and get some lamb in their body. Don't let your son be no damn vegetarian. Not let him do that later on. He needs his beef. He needs his stock right now as a young man. Yeah. This don't make any sense. The little bit ass little dude. You know, and it's not his fault. You know, but these, I'm telling you, these suburban black parents, y'all setting y'all kids up, most of them up for failure out these streets. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. Good morning. What's up, David? Good morning. Y'all can check out the playback. Everything's on here that you want to read in the description box. I'll talk to y'all in the future. Be cool. Peace.